AITAH for telling my wife to take Trump out of the family prayer. Sounds a bit weird, but let me explain. I, 32M, am a politically neutral guy. My wife, 25F, is not. She is pretty hardcore MAGA and has been since 2016 or whenever the last election was. She is pretty vocal on Facebook about her views and sometimes says some scary things. One time she asked my coworker to his face if he was documented. We literally grew up together in the Midwest, lol. Anyway, I usually let it slide because it's not hurting me. Like I said, I'm politically neutral. Last month though, she was getting my son, 5M, to bed one night, and after reading to him she did a prayer before bed. Normal stuff like, "Please pray for mommy, daddy, grandpa, and Trump." When I heard her say that, I was confused why she was praying for just a guy who isn't in our family. I asked her about it really politely and she went off on me about how he is persecuted and needs prayers to win the election and fend off the enemy and whatever. Again, I let it go because I normally wouldn't care. But now she seems like she is doing this to spite me. Even during blessing before a meal she adds, "And bless Trump, amen," really fast before I can argue. Last night was the worst one though. My dad, 77M, had a small stroke and went to the hospital overnight. After I told her and my son, I did a small prayer for him. Of course, before I said amen, my wife added, "And bless Trump." Well, this time I got mad. I told her she should keep him out of our family prayers and that this is our personal connection with God she is messing with by bringing in some weird old politician. Suffice it to say, she hasn't talked to me since. Am I really in the wrong here? Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I feel like it's gone too far. AITAH update. So I mentioned in my previous post that my dad suffered from a small stroke the night before. Well, the small stroke was just the tip of the iceberg. Today my dad suffered a major stroke in the hospital and passed away last night. My whole family is devastated, including my wife. When I said a prayer over him, she did not say anything about Trump and was very respectful. After we got home from the hospital was where I messed up. We were getting ready for bed and I thanked her. She asked for what, and I said for not bringing up Trump during the prayer for my dad. She immediately got mad at me about why I thought she was such a terrible person who would do something like that. I said she literally did it when we first found out he had a small stroke, and she said to me that it was before she knew it was that serious. I said that it was my dad, and of course it was serious to me. Then I really messed up and showed her the post I made yesterday to try to get her to understand. She read through all the comments and got even more mad at everything, of course. Long story short, she drove off to her friend's house and left me having to deal with my son and without a car. Later she made this huge Facebook post about me and how I'm a terrible person. She said I made her drop out of college when I met her as a freshman in college, and forced her to start a family with me. We met when we were 18 or older and the kid was her idea, but whatever. I assume she got this idea from some of the comments about the age difference between us, so thanks. And then of course she says that I am against her and her beliefs and all the usual about Trump. I may update if something else happens, but whatever. Thanks to some of you for trying to help. I could ignore calling me a troll, but apparently I'm a bad person for being politically neutral and basically a Nazi. I am not choosing a side on purpose to have less conflict, because if you can't tell, both sides are what cause it.